Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is one of India's premier top-ranked universities which focuses on transforming lives through learning, research and innovation. The university was established 19 years ago in the year 2003 and has made significant achievements in a short time. Education for life, education for living. Amrita University is guided by the thoughtfulness of our Chancellor, Amma, who laid down the philosophy of education for life by placing equal stress on education for a living. It is this vision that led to the establishment of a vast network of educational institutions that provide modern education while imparting the traditional values. While the pursuit of academic excellence forms the core of Amrita's success, it also undertakes the responsibility to shape the whole character of youngsters with love, care, and compassion. The university is headquartered at the foothills of the Western Ghats in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and has 5 other campuses spread across South India in Amritapuri, Kerala, Kochi, Kerala, Bengaluru, Karnataka, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Mysore, Karnataka. The university will soon launch its new campuses in Amravati, Andhra Pradesh, Faridabad, Delhi, NCR. Our inspiration, a renowned humanitarian leader and spiritual leader, Amma is the Chancellor and guiding light of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Amma's concept of education, stress on research, and commitment to instilling universal values have come together to shape Amrita into an institution where the latest achievements and discoveries combined with compassion and service-mindedness. As Amma said in 2010, when the State University of New York presented her with an honorary doctorate in humane letters. Rankings. The multi-campus, multidisciplinary research establishment is ranked as 5th best university in India 2021 by National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF. We have also been accorded the status of Institute of Eminence, IOE, by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testament to our pursuit of excellence is the NAC A++ accreditation score, the highest possible. NAC accreditation measures universities for excellence in curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, institutional values and best practices, global impact and international collaborations. Among the private educational institutions in the country, Amrita has entered into MOUs and collaborations with more than 450 leading universities around the globe. Students also benefit from our relations with industries and interactions with top management of multinational companies. These collaborations facilitate student exchange programs, student visits, industrial training, and project guidance under reputed corporate entities. Placements. Placements at Amrita have always been best in class, with students usually having more than 1 job offer. Some students have up to 3 job offers by the end of their course from reputed MNCs, be it engineering, management, life sciences, arts or sciences. Amrita is a place where the world's best companies look for talent. More than 200 companies visit the campus every year, and the average salary offered to our students is 5.8 lakh per annum. Meanwhile, the highest package offered is 56.95 lakh per annum, and the highest stipend for internship is rupees 80,000 per month. Amrita's Technology Business Incubator, TBI, is a non-profit supported by the Government of India that funds, mentors, and nurtures ideas by startups and entrepreneurs. It focuses on developing innovations in the areas of information technology, cybersecurity, networking, social media, and more. The TBI startups have obtained multiple awards and recognition, both from India and across the globe. Till date, TBI has incubated more than 75 startups and mentored 216 startup ideas with 0% loss from investments. It funds up to 1 crore rupees per startup and has opened up many more funding options through its partnership with venture capital firms and angel investor networks. Amrita TBI is one of the only 6 incubators selected to be world-class under Niti Aayog's Atal Innovation Mission. Campus life. A home away from home. At Amrita, we believe in a holistic approach towards our students' development. To augment students' classroom learning, all campuses provide students with digital and central libraries, quiet study centers, seminar halls, e-learning studios, computer labs, and campus-wide free Wi-Fi. The university encourages both indoor and outdoor sports and games, and there are world-class swimming pools, gymnasiums, stadiums, and games arenas. Various clubs cater to the artistic and scientific minds of the students. If you look around all of Amrita's campuses, you will see the prevailing educational environment is in communion with nature. The sand, the seas, and the sky define the backdrop of these temples of learning. It vibrates with an energy of togetherness and encourages us to live in harmony with everything around us, including a unity within ourselves. This setting is suited to instill both learners and the learned with the courage and wisdom to face the challenges of life. The campus at Etimane is considered India's most picturesque. It is like an oasis in a desert. What started out as a barren landscape underwent a miraculous transformation through the university's tree planting project. Today, there are more than 1 lakh trees growing there, the most extensive collection in number and species on a university campus in South India. The Live-in Labs program originated from Amma's idea to bridge the rural and urban divide by sending university students to remote villages in India to understand the everyday difficulties faced by people living there. The program is designed to be a multidisciplinary real-life learning experience offered to both international participants and Amrita University's faculty and students. The lab's objective is to expose youths to day-to-day problems faced in rural communities with a 2-week to 6-month periods of live-in internships in Indian villages. It also aims to inspire them to dedicate the knowledge and skills they acquired at university to help develop practical, cost-effective solutions to the challenges faced by the villages. Researchers at Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham partner with senior scientists at world's leading research universities to innovate new ideas and invent new products, applying existing technology towards solving some of the world's most pressing problems, from disaster management to assuring access to education and the management and cure of diseases. This effort reflects in Amrita's national and international research rankings. India's first UNESCO Chair on Women's Empowerment and Gender Equality. Empowerment through Innovation and Technology. The Center for Women Empowerment and Gender Equality is a research-focused academic center for promoting gender equality and fostering women's empowerment with a special focus on using technology and other innovative methods. This center will offer diverse courses in key focus areas, pilot radical ideas, and collaborate with leading universities and institutions. The Amala Bharadam campaign, ABC, Clean India campaign was a program pioneered by Amrita, aimed at improving public health and restoring India's physical beauty. The project was launched in 2010 during Amma's 57th birthday celebrations, and through this campaign, volunteers undertake periodic cleaning of roads, markets, temples, government offices, and hospitals. As a part of this campaign, garbage was sorted and either recycled or properly disposed of. Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham, along with Kerala's Prisons and Correctional Services and Tamil Nadu Prison Department, initiated Amrita Yoga classes and IIM Technique meditation sessions in 2018 to address and transform the physical, mental, and emotional health of prison inmates. Our goal is to teach yoga and meditation techniques to help the prison inmates become more self-aware. They learn to breathe with awareness and manage emotions through these exercises. Ours is a changing world. It needs people who can adapt to change, with minds that can expand and include change, and yet hold human-friendly values that can withstand all changes. Which is why the world needs education that shapes the minds of these people, and which is why the world needs Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Education for life, education for living. A university where future is driven by imagination. Experiential learning creates diverse opportunities, where industry exposure and international partnerships help you sail. Come, start your journey towards success with Amrita University.
There's a place where the best minds come together, work to end inequalities, work towards transforming lives. This is a place recognized as one of the world's best universities. This is Amrita, now ranked among the top 100 universities in the world and ranked number 1 in India. Amrita University.
There's a reason why we pick up the highest grades nationally and internationally, year after year after year. That reason is you. Now, with an A++ accreditation from NAC and consistent rankings among the top universities in NIRF, Amrita, we get recognized because you must.
Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham is one of India's premier top-ranked universities, which focuses on transforming lives through learning, research, and innovation. The university was established 19 years ago in the year 2003 and has made significant achievements in a short time. Education for life, education for living. Amrita University is guided by the thoughtfulness of our Chancellor, Amma, who laid down the philosophy of education for life by placing equal stress on education for a living. It is this vision that led to the establishment of a vast network of educational institutions that provide modern education while imparting the traditional values. While the pursuit of academic excellence forms the core of Amrita's success, it also undertakes the responsibility to shape the whole character of youngsters with love, care, and compassion. The university is headquartered at the foothills of the Western Ghats in Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, and has 5 other campuses spread across South India in Amrithapuri, Kerala, Kochi, Kerala, Bengaluru, Karnataka, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, and Mysore, Karnataka. The university will soon launch its new campuses in Amravati, Andhra Pradesh, Faridabad, Delhi, NCR. Our inspiration, a renowned humanitarian leader and spiritual leader, Amba is the chancellor and guiding light of Amrita Vishwa Vidyapeetham. Amba's concept of education, stress on research, and commitment to instilling universal values have come together to shape Amrita into an institution where the latest achievements and discoveries combined with compassion and service-mindedness. As Amma said in 2010, when the State University of New York presented her with an honorary doctorate in humane letters. Rankings. The multi-campus, multidisciplinary research establishment is ranked as 5th best university in India 2021 by National Institutional Ranking Framework, NIRF. We have also been accorded the status of Institute of Eminence, IOE, by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. A testament to our pursuit of excellence is the NAC A++ accreditation score, the highest possible. NAC accreditation measures universities for excellence in curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership,
Yeah, good evening all. So let me share my screen, just a minute. So I hope you have done your assignment for today. So you can add your, like assignments in the chat box. I will be checking the same. And afterwards we can discuss the same. So yesterday we was discussing about this, big data and how this data have been, what should I say, this data have been generated, and I have asked you to find out like how it have been generated, and it have like what are the different type of sources, or maybe like what are the different types of data have been, like what should I say, the different types. As we discussed, we'll have some verifiable data, and I hope like I have asked you to find few more data types, so you can add your answers in the chat box. Parvati or anyone, please share the chat box link for me to access. Please, anyone can help me with the same. Yeah. So let me share my screen. I hope you can share, you can see the screen. Yeah, thank you. I got the link. Thank you. So has So quickly, let me check like what all things we have discussed so far. So initially we have just started with the things like what is meant by robotics and how this like robotics things have been designed. We have just explained the components. Components means like the pick and place robotics components and how it has been designed. And meanwhile, yesterday we just had a discussion regarding AI, ML, and little bit of this data. So now yesterday as we stopped, uh, this data. So let me come to that point. So hope like you have understood the importance of data in this artificial intelligence, because this data have to process and thus have to do or predict the output, as like how we have learning so many things. Same like we should also we should also understand like how this data is important, and maybe we can see a little more in depth like what are the different types of data which is like generated from different sources. Okay, just give me a second. I have some issue with my sharing the screen. Just a second, I will share you once more. Okay. So yesterday we had a discussion regarding, so let me start from the first. So we had a discussion robotics terminology, and we had just had a discussion regarding this robotic structure. And maybe after that, like we just had a discussion about the sensors, and after that, like we just discussed about the controllers. So that is the main part of the scene. And after that, like we have just started with this AI and little bit of AI concept, like how this AI have been designed, what is mean by this machine learning and what is mean by this deep learning. And meanwhile, after that, like we have stopped with this introduction to data. So initially yesterday we have discussed this big data. That's very important thing, because the data have to process and finally the prediction of output have to done. Yesterday, while yesterday's discussion, we had discussed like how this machine learning and AI works, and even this deep learning works. It is all because of this processing of this data. So now let's see what is this different type of data which is generated from different sources. So if you see the first one, as we discussed, uh, verifiable data. Okay, so verifiable data, it's a one type of data. I think you can see the top down in the bottom, like you can see one, the verifiability or the verification of data and security. So some data are verifiable data, which was mentioned here on the below, I mean on the right hand side corner. And maybe the data generated from different sources, it will have different volume of data. And if you see different volume means, for example, what is the difference between this data which we send message or data which we uses when we saw some videos, right? If you saw some videos, or maybe if you are attending some lecturers like saying this one in Zoom, this data captured will the volume, or this data used data volume will be very high, right? So maybe based on that there will be a different uh, vast difference in this data volume also. So maybe in some systems data generation volume will be less, and maybe in some other cases data volume will be very high. And now if you see the other feature or the other factor of this, it's like velocity. So again, the data flow, or else maybe you will confuse what is this velocity, what is the meaning of this velocity here. So as we discussed, the same, the volume, the data velocity also varies, because for example, if we are sending some mails, it's like the data velocity or the speed of that will be different. And if you are sending some message in WhatsApp, or else the receiving speed or the sender speed, so it is like depends upon the flow of information or the rate of flow of information. It is like based on the information, or it will vary. So again, the velocity, it's an important factor in big data. And even veracity means like the trustness, or the, what should I say, the value of the data. Maybe it depends on the factor of veracity. And next is like value, or else the benefits, its value to organize of better productivity. Maybe like I have told you yesterday, the data which the people will share, or the informations which people will share about the purchase history of the Amazon, maybe like you will share as a review. So from there you can understand what is a factor which you need to improve, or maybe that we can delete as the value or the value based data. And maybe the variety of data, the types of data which could be structured, which can be structured or unstructured. Basically the data have been categorized into two main sectors that can be, we can delete as structured data and unstructured data. So if you take any system, okay, for example, health check, medical based system, or even if it's for agriculture purpose, or any system, if you are going to create a system with AI or machine learning or deep learning, the data which we are fetching the system can be structured or unstructured data. Okay, so structured data means it will have some sequence, and we don't need to worry about the structuring of this data, and automatically the machine can easily able to predict the output. The unstructured will be in a awkward form, and we couldn't able to find the output easily. Maybe like it will take some time, but we need to predict the output as much as fast, because the system or the product is like waiting for the output of the system based on this what processing or the programming which we have done, right? So we need to do some unstructured programming methodology to predict the output. So that is how like structure and data, unstructured data works, and difference upon this big data. And as we discussed, velocity that we have already discussed. So based on this big data, it was the name which was like given by people, and it is predicting that based on these factors, it is categorized into different structures. And now next main challenge is to process this data and store this data. So these are the two things. See, collecting of data, it's easy, right? See, for example, government is conducting survey. Likewise, people are doing some reviews. So it will be going to some place, but the storage and the computation or the process of this data, it's like an important thing, because without this we can't take this data, right? So computation and storage, it's an important factor that we need to consider to process the data. So again, if you move on to this, so the process to do these two things like computation as well as storage. Again, for storage, we have a beautiful cloud system. So cloud system will store the data and it will process, and we can take the data whenever it is required. Has we like same thing like which we go for this drive system. So we can take and process the data. And next is like the methodology used to process this data. Maybe I can start with some examples so that you can able to understand more. For example, I'm going to create a machine. Okay, assume I'm going to create a machine. Let us take some application. Okay, maybe you will understand more. Let us take some application, either health sector or some medical sector. So for time being, I'm taking some health sector. Okay, so I'm going with health sector. So what is happening in this health sector. So robotic surgeries are happening, right? So I'm going to create a machine which can able to do this process robotic surgery with the help of AI. So what is the first step this designer have to do? I mean, this AI design engineer or the people who is going to decide what to do. Anyone, any suggestions? Can you add in your, can you please add your answers in the chat box? Anyone? So what the person have to do initially to design a AI machine to detecting some diseases. Okay. For example, something, for example, let's take the COVID-19 case itself. So I'm going to create a machine. So I'm going to create a machine which can able to predict predict whether the person having COVID or not. Okay. So what we can do? Anybody here or anyone have any suggestions? What is the first step we have to do? So I'm getting some answers like we need to check what is going to happen or what are the factors we need to check. Obviously, we need to check the factors. So initially, we need to check the different types of people or the person, I mean, like the patient's category, right? Maybe if you see age category, different age people had different symptoms and maybe they had some worse cases also. So based on the health and mean like some immunity, so many factors, right? So we need to check with first this age. So we need to check with some 0 to 10 year or 10 to 20 years, 20 to 30. Likewise, we need to categorize into age. And maybe after categorizing into age, again in the age, again we need to check what are the different type of symptoms and maybe we need to check the death rate also. And after that, what we need to check, what are the maybe like any severe issues in any special cases in this different age group people also. And maybe we need to check with other diseases also. Maybe the people had this diabetics or this BP, they had some what they had some high rate of some issues in this COVID-19, I mean high rate of death. Okay. So likewise we need to check different types of cases. Is it like one hospital is fine or one place is fine? Okay, maybe if you are telling no, Anas, so it's it like we need to check with different hospitals and different region, and maybe if it's India, it's fine. See, we are creating a machine for some local place, so is it fine? No, obviously we need to take all, or we need to consider the reports, different reports, and different symptom problems from all the region, all over the world. Okay, so how can we take or how can we process this data? Next is the biggest question. So we can collect the data and we can share some link and we can post them there. We can tell them to post the report there. And now we got the data from different countries and different hospitals and maybe from different reputed doctors also. So likewise, we have collected different types of data. So ultimately, we need to process this data to predict maybe as I told yesterday. So this data, it's experience to data. So from this, we can analyze whether what's going to be the prediction or maybe what will happen if a person with this type of character, it's like getting COVID-19, what is his condition and what are the treatment he have to give. So these are the output. So first output, the machine have to predict is what medicine or treatment have to give, and second thing is like any special thing have to give to him. So likewise, it have to predict some 2 or 3 factors based on this analysis of the data collected. So now this data is there. To process this data, obviously as a human, can you able to do this in a single day? Obviously no, right? So now we are going to create a algorithm. Okay, so as you all know, what is the purpose of this algorithm? Algorithm means simply like if we have some system or if you want to create some, for example, assume like we are having some program running in some hall. So we need to take the uh, people's or the people count, how many of you have entered and how many of you have exited and how many of you have spent time at least an average time of 1 hour for the program. So how we can do that? So we can have some sensors and we can sense the people, and this can be done with some coding help, right? So here we need to go for some analysis, or this same way here also we need to process this data and it have to predict, right? So now the method of this processing of this unstructured data, okay, now here it's unstructured data, as we have discussed different types of data. And this, in this current scenario, I mean, like the case which we have discussed, it's like different pages and different conditions and different areas. So it is not an unstructured structured data. So it is an unstructured form of data. So we need to write some algorithm, and ultimately after writing the algorithm, we need to process the same. So initial step for processing this data, it's like writing some algorithm. So now if you see the data science technique, so the process which will help us to predict the data, the method or this process, the people have named it as data science. Again, in data science, there are different types of courses or different what uh, small online courses also available, and maybe you can also take that. It is like, again, data science, it's booming like anything. So now let's see what is mean by this data science. The data science, it's categorized or it can be done with different types. The first process which is going to do in this data science is data analysis process. Data analysis simply analyze the data, and maybe like it will create some note or create some prediction based on the data analysis process. Maybe they'd have to structure, right, as you are told that the data which we have collected, it's like unstructured data. So this, it's have to structure. So the structuring of data, it's done with the help of data science. And finally it will have some algorithm to process this data, and maybe this processing of this conversion of this languages have been done in this with the help of data science. And maybe finally we need to go for some maybe like programming technique, which we need to go for some programming technique to process this data, and finally we can solve the problem. And now we have a beautiful brain system, or the system which is ready. Now we can access different output, or we can able to predict the output. So this is how like data science technique work, or in short, if you see the definition of the data science, data science, it's an interdisciplinary field that uses scientific method, process, algorithm, and system to extract knowledge and insights from noisy, structured, and unstructured data, and apply knowledge and actionable insight from data across broad range of application domains. It's nothing. See, as we discussed, the data can be anything, right? The verifiable data, structured data, unstructured data. So we can't predict what data it's going to be collected or what will be there in the drive or in the cloud system, right? So next thing is like, we need to process this data. So for that, we will go for this data science technique, and it will use some algorithm or statistical on analysis, and ultimately it will predict some output. So now if you see the data science technique, the main the data science deals with some max and algorithm and some computer science, and it will place with some data. So these are the three factors which we need to consider if we are going to use the system to predict, or maybe like we are going to process this data with the help of data science. So data as an input factor, and we are going to treat the data with some computer science technique as well as some max and algorithm. And finally, now if we move into this, the data engineer, it's again a good position, or the people who will process this work with the help of some mathematics, algorithm, and computer science. So data engineer will work, as you can see this pie chart, or else this systematic, I mean the schematic diagram, you can see this data engineer will process the same with the help of max, algorithm, and computer science. And if you see again, the data and this mathematics algorithm have been again somewhat like have been processed with the help of data analyst will process the same, and it uses some little bit of computer science. Maybe if you have confused, if you want to take the data science course, from this you can understand how much percentage it is going to take. And if you see this data engineer, you can see that like how much it have been going to take this data. See, you can see that like this much part of the data, I mean like this much part of the work deals from maths and algorithm, and again this much deals with computer science, and data engineer, I think this much portion, the red color portion, will be done by this data. Likewise, data analyst, again, there are different types of courses are available in data analytics and data analyst course. So you can predict the course, and maybe, I mean, you can go for this course if you are interested in this processing. Okay. I mean, like this, you want to deal with this data. And maybe again, some software engineers plays a vital role with this computer science and this data. And that people will go for, I mean, like usually will use less mathematics and algorithm. So this is how like data science courses, or maybe the data science technique is structured. And now if you go to this next thing, maybe like data scientist, it's again a good position, or the people who will process this data with the help of mathematics and maybe statistical analysis, machine learning, and software engineering. So these are the four areas which this data scientist again plays an important role. Maybe like it will use some mathematics things. Maybe I hope you are all learning some mathematics calculations and statistical analysis and machine learning and software engineering. So just a minute, I will come back. Fine. So now from this you can able to understand how this data have been processed. Maybe like this uses this techniques will be used to process this data. So likewise these things are done. And next, as I told, we need to go for some programming technology. So the likewise, we need to go for some Python, R, Julia, Java, Scala, C++. I hope you people are learning already Python. It's like a simple thing, okay? As I told, at least if you are not interested in this, also still like I meant, if you want to go for some other courses like in biotech or the other neuroscience or something like that, also still like you have to learn Python, because if you can see that like almost all the sector uses this what data or this AI technique for different applications. So obviously in some period of time you should also know about this. So likewise, if you go for this programming methodology, and if you feel that like it's not my cup of tea, still like you can learn this Python. That's easiest language. And if you have some time, maybe you can spend your time in the weekends also, at least for 1 hour for this Python. And maybe R, Julia, Java, Scala, C++, that also you can learn. If you wish to learn more programming languages, it's very good. Obviously you will have some good career opportunities also. See, one thing I just want to share is I know few people, maybe like I know few of my friends, they have already completed engineering, but still they got some arrears. Okay. But still they are very good in coding, and they got some good opportunities in some good reputed companies also, and they are getting some good salaries also. So it's not like you want to pursue this engineering course or you want to go for this course, at least you should have some skills. See, if you can learn some programming, maybe you can also work when you study some degree, or maybe after your schooling, if you are going for some degree, if you want to pursue your higher studies, you can go for that. And meanwhile you can also work if you have some good skills with you, not only this programming skills, any other skills. Okay. Maybe because why I specifically tell programming means, obviously all the things like which is going to process, it's like based on the digital, in this digital era, so it's have been done in digitally. So obviously without program we can't do anything. So better, or if you have some interest, just go learn this. So just think, this is like human creation, right? Not like anything which have been came to world, or something like biggest energy or something like that, right? It's like purely some thing have been happened and this human have created these things. So obviously you can also do some wonderful things, and maybe in future, maybe like since you are in 9th, 10th or 11th, 12th, maybe if you're going for your higher studies, obviously this is going to be the high demand, and maybe few more courses, like as I discussed, data science courses, like data analytics courses, and maybe big data courses, AI. Likewise, different types of courses also will join in this category. So we will also get a lot of opportunities also. And next thing is like, if you see the data science roadmap, the fundamentals, just a second. Yeah. So if you see the data science roadmap, it's already told that like it have been deals with this few factors. So again, the roadmap of data science have been listed here. So you can see from the screen, it have been deals with some fundamentals and statistics, programming, machine learning, text mining, or natural language processing. Okay, NLP. I hope you have already, at least you have heard this word NLP, natural language processing. So this is how like process it's done, the data visualization and this big data process and this data ingestion and data mugging, and finally this toolbox. So it have been done with the help of NLP. So this is the like roadmap of this data science, and it will process the data in stage by stage. And so maybe in some cases, like we need to go for the more accurate prediction. So at the time, like as we are told, the deep learning technique will work on this, and finally it will predict more accurately, maybe in some health sector cases. That is like an example. It won't be health sector, or maybe any other sector also. Maybe this agriculture, if you see the agriculture, the crop prediction, okay, same like what we have discussed for this health sector. Obviously we need to go for this agriculture sector. So there also we need to go for what? Again, we need to collect data from different farmers or the different history of the soil and so many factors we need to consider, and even climatic condition of the area. So based on that, the crop predictions, the crop prediction, again the cultivation analysis, or this maybe, you know, certain cases like the farmers are facing a lot of issues, so this can be rectified, I think, somehow with the help of this AI and maybe this machine learning too. So likewise, again, there also you understood, I hope you have understood, this data have to process and finally it have to predict what's going to happen, maybe crop prediction likewise. And maybe we can discuss the same in the last day, maybe the application time. I will give you more idea regarding this, how this AI it's going to support this agriculture sector. Okay. So now next, if you see this data science, again, this data science, it's again a big, excuse me. Again, this data science is a difference. I mean, not different. It's a wide area. It's like some part of this AI, it's also using this data science. Again, you can also have some good courses or good opportunities in data science. Maybe in future there are a lot of, I think, I hope in 2020 a lot of job openings or career opportunities are coming for data science people also. So next, if you see the application of data science, so as we discussed, all the thing, even this e-commerce, this logistic and supply chain management, everything what we see, it's like almost deals with this what data, right? So next is like, let's see how this application works upon this data science. If you take the finance case, I mean this banking and other process, so the strategic decision making, risk analytics, maybe like the finance and this problem, so a lot of calculations and things have to do. So this is done with the help of data science. And maybe in the normal banking, the fraud detection or maybe the credit risk modeling. See, day by day, new theft are finding in maybe in this cyber world, there are a lot of cyber attacks are happening. So maybe with the help of data science, as I got yesterday one question, how cybersecurity is going to support with this AI. Obviously, this AI can able to predict where we went wrong. Maybe we can analyze this data and we can predict where we went wrong. And this will support the cybersecurity world also. And maybe this banking sectors, it's supported like anything, this data science, and even this transportation, as we have already seen yesterday, this like this beautiful large warehouse which is designed by Flipkart, likewise enhancing safety of passengers, and even the passenger and car monitoring system, the self-driving car, Tesla, everything like which can be designed with the help of data science technique, and even manufacturing, predicting potential problems, automating manufacturing units. So thus factors also can be done with the help of like data science in the manufacturing sectors. And as the last we have discussed, e-commerce, identifying consumers and recommending products. See, identifying consumers and recommending products, as we have discussed, how to identify the customer. We need to, how we can identify the customer, it's based on the data or the product what they have searched in the Google or in the Amazon or in the Flipkart. So we can able to identify the consumers, and finally we can recommend the recommendation of the product. It's done to different consumers or the people who requested or the searched for some product. Maybe they will give some offers or special highlights or special timer, as we have discussed. Likewise, it is supporting the e-commerce sector, and even in the healthcare, the drug discovery, the virtual assistants, it's a lot of things are supported in the healthcare also. So ultimately, this data science, it's also supporting almost all the sector which we require in our day-to-day life, or to meet the things in our day-to-day life. Even if we from transportation to manufacturing, and even e-commerce, health sector, banking and finance, and even this agriculture sector, almost all the sectors supported by this data science. That's why I told it's going to have large career opportunities or large job openings in future. So this is how like data science is structured. So let me share a video so that like you will understand a little bit more about this concept. So just give me some time for sharing the screen. So meanwhile, if you have any queries, you can add your queries in the chat box. After some time, we can discuss the queries. Okay. Yeah, I'm just switching to video. Just give me some second. Maybe you can add your question in the chat box. Meanwhile, I will just play a video. I have got one question. Which language is best to learn? It is like not just understand your level. Maybe like you don't have any idea about any language particularly. Just start with some C++, and maybe you can also start with Python. Because I hope these two languages are very easy to learn. I hope like few years before it was like C++, which the people have studied in their +1 and +2 syllabus. Now like it have been changed to Python. So maybe you can also try that if you want to go for that. So I will just play a video to understand how this big data is important. I hope everyone can able to see my screen and videos. Just enjoy this video and we can have some discussion after the same. Yeah, thank you.
Being first across the finish line requires more than flawless aerodynamics and legendary driving. Today, Formula One racing is also fueled by data. 150 sensors.
So I hope there are a lot of craziest people here in the sports and activity. So you can also see how this have been done.
Monitor car and driver performance around every corner. These sensors track vital stats like engine performance, tire health, brake wear, and driver biometrics. In one lap, they will collect and transmit 2 gigabytes of data. In a single race, a staggering 3 terabytes. Analysis that previously took almost a week to process can be completed in the span of a pit stop. Back at McLaren Mission Control, engineers and experts analyze race data and work to maximize performance for the car and the driver. They make critical decisions at every turn, through every lap, every heartbeat. Strategies evolve as the race progresses, and powerful predictions help light the path to the podium. Now McLaren can compare 10 years of historical data against the real-time race feed in every calculation. This enables the team to make more confident predictions and help guide their drivers on the track. Confident predictions mean faster, more informed decisions, and informed decisions win races.
A vision of tomorrow's manufacturing. Products finding their way independently through the production process. In intelligent factories, machines and products communicate with each other, cooperatively driving production. Raw materials and machines are interconnected within an Internet of Things. The objective: highly flexible, individualized and resource-friendly mass production. That is the vision for the 4th Industrial Revolution. A bottling plant for liquids, set up together with Siemens, is used to demonstrate the most important components of the intelligent factory of the future. Each bottle contains an RFID chip storing a precise description of how it has to be processed. Which liquid, which lid, and which label. At each station, the bottle communicates directly with the machine, telling it how it has to be processed. At the end, a computer checks whether the bottle has actually been produced as desired. Factories with networked machines and products are already in existence today. In the future, however, these hitherto self-contained systems will be connected together in a comprehensive network. All devices, machines, and materials will be duly equipped with sensors and communications technology and connect to each other. These systems are known as cyber-physical systems. The highlight is that they communicate with each other and also control each other cooperatively.
Ja, die Vision sieht so aus, dass wir ein Internet quasi hinunterziehen bis auf die unterste Ebene. Das heißt, jeder Sensor, jeder Aktor wäre damit quasi ein Teilnehmer eines Internet der Dinge. Jedes Gerät hat damit eine eigene IP-Adresse, ist damit adressierbar in diesem Netzwerk.
For the customers, this means tailor-made products at relatively affordable prices. For industry,
monitoring devices, including wearable technologies, are being unveiled by hundreds of companies, allowing individuals to collect data on their physical.
I hope you have seen this last 2 examples. So now let's see the how this data plays a vital role in that some health product. So you can see this and understand how it have been done.
Activities and calories burned, also their weight, heart rate, blood pressure, hydration, blood sugar, sleep, and other bodily activity. Some of the earliest adopters have already collected years of data on themselves. So could wider self-monitoring improve everyone's health? Potentially, say experts. Let's start on the micro level. Personal health. New app platforms are now emerging that allow users to aggregate their individual metrics. Coming soon to a smartphone near you, Apple's Health Kit framework, Google's Google Fit, and Samsung's Sammy. All three are designed to collect metrics from popular tracking devices and apps. Here's where things get more exciting. Up in the cloud, all these disparate data points can be cross-analyzed, changes tracked, correlations discovered, offering the possibility of optimizing our health.
So this is how like it's supporting this in different sectors. It's just an example actually. Maybe like if you see other sectors also, it's like almost done and supported too. So you can also check in some online videos or something, and you can see how this have been supportive to different structures also. And let me share one more thing, just a second. Okay, I hope you have understood that concept of this big data, how that have been used in this like entertainment as a sports sector, as well as this other things like what we have seen. And maybe like I can show you some more examples of this data science or the application of data science. So I will share one more video so that you can able to understand more how this data science have been used. Since I have just shared a document and maybe you have just listed out, but more than that, you need to see how it has been used in different applications. So I hope this next video will be able, you maybe can be able, that will make you to understand more in depth about this application of this data science into real world. Okay, so you can enjoy this video. After that, we can have, if you have any queries, you can add in your you can add in the chat box. Yeah, so I'm sharing the screen again, just a second.
Top 10 Data Science Applications. Data science massive effect on technology trends has seen a constant growth in different industries including transportation, e-commerce, healthcare, gaming and bioinformatics in form of artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning and natural language processing. 1. Big data analytics. 2. Robotics engineering. 3. Healthcare data. 4. Image and speech recognition. 5. Search engine result refining and website recommendation. 6. Gaming. 7. Airline routing planning. 8. Fraud and risk detection. 9. Business logistics. 10. Driverless cars. 1. Big data analytics. Data collection, deductions, visualization and comparisons made from analyzing large data sets is enormous. Emergence of exabytes, zettabytes and yottabytes of data have been a challenge for most government agencies and industries who need their data managed to enhance productivity. Some important tools used for analyzing and visualizing data are Microsoft Excel, Tableau, R programming, Python, SAS, KNIME, QlikView, Splunk. Some big data technologies used to store and analyze data are as follows: Apache Hadoop, Pig, Hive, Scoop, NoSQL, Microsoft HD Insight, Polybase and many others. 2. Robotics engineering. Advancement in data science through advanced machine learning has improved the field of robotics by reducing challenges in robotics engineering, such as prediction, reasoning, computer vision, communication, bionics and behavior patterns, which results to data used in programming robots and other automated devices. Automation has become a major part of robotics engineering with repetition of multiple tasks which involves collection of large data for improvement process been improved by data science. 3. Healthcare data. Data science has improved the healthcare industry through EHR, electronic health records, to improve predictive medical care, radiology, cognitive decisions, AI-assisted robotic surgery, virtual health assistance for patient, customer support, genetics and genomics. 4. Image and speech recognition. Image recognition means identifying and detecting objects through a digital platform such as digital image or video. Data science through artificial intelligence and machine learning has improved image recognition with the use of image data sets, computer vision and image recognition softwares. Artificial intelligence has helped in speech recognition with the invention of product services such as Google Voice, Cortana, Siri, Amazon Echo etc. These products are built to recognize speech patterns, despite your inability to type on your device, and convert voice requests to text. 5. Search engine result refining and website recommendation. Search websites such as Google, Yahoo, Bing, AOL, Ask and so on, make use of data science algorithms to deliver the best results that match our typed word in each search bar of listed websites. These search engines may display results with website recommendations based on previous search results for a user. By recommendation, companies such as Amazon, Netflix promote their products to viewers in response to data collected for users' interest. 6. Gaming. The gaming sector has improved so much with the help of machine learning algorithms positioning the motion gaming by analyzing subsequent moves of opponents and readjusting itself according to level of play amongst opponents. Gaming companies such as Sony, Nintendo, EA Sports, Zynga, Sega, Activision Blizzard have improved immensely the user satisfaction of their products. 7. Airline routing planning. Tremendous growth has occurred in the aviation sector with the presence of data science to decide airline passenger seat to purchase, predict flight delay, and effectively drive customer loyalty programs. 8. Fraud and risk detection. Fraud and risk detection have compelled companies to learn how to prioritize data usage by customer profiling, calculation of past expenditures, feasibility and viability studies based on previous activities to avoid risk, debt and losses annually. 9. Business logistics. For a business to be successful, optimization of business data is essential. Data science play a major role in delivery and transportation logistics, vehicle telematics, intelligent and automated warehousing, Amazon warehouse robots, inventory management, supply chain processes such as analyzing, counting, picking, route optimization, shipment details and transparency, which lead to significantly low operational costs. 10. Driverless cars. The combination between data science, artificial intelligence and machine learning has enhanced the invention of driverless cars. Two major holders of advancement in driverless cars are Google and Tesla. Autonomous cars, also known as driverless cars, are data-driven. A driverless car needs information to automate commute at various locations, which has made GPS, global positioning systems, use of trilateration to locate positions very vital for navigation. Driverless cars collect data in form of real-time images and videos of traffic variations with the help of its sensors. Real-life driving experience in form of data are programmed for auto drive efficiency. The more
I hope you have understood more in depth regarding like how this data science or the big data plays a vital role with different application. I think almost the requirement of men or the requirement of people are done, right? So that's why like just have been like booming like anything, and people are doing so many researches also in this data science and big data technique. So obviously it's a great opportunity that you can also go for your higher studies in this, and maybe you can also learn and you can also support the sectors, and even you can also create some new product and new things in this data science or even in AI. So let's move to this Q&A session. So I'm waiting for some questions from you. So you can add your questions in the chat box. So let's discuss the same. After that, we can wind up. So you can add your doubts or in the chat box. So I will be sharing the same. I hope the chat box is active now, but I couldn't able to see any questions from your side. Because maybe you understood everything. Okay, maybe like it is just an introductory session. In depth, it's so many things are there to learn also. Maybe you can try for this. Even if you go for your higher studies, you will be learning. So again, will uh, will we learn Python in this session? Obviously, it is like in 1 hour. I think nobody can learn in a 1 hour like any session, anything like this Python or even C, C++. But you will get some basic ideas, and you will get some things like at least you can able to understand how this is like working, and how what are the things you need to keep in your mind when you go for this Python or any programming language. Okay, maybe like you will get some good ideas and exposure also, because tomorrow we have a alumni like which is from Google. So he's working in Google and he have completed his computer science from Amrita Vishwavidyapitham University, and after that now he's working in Google, and you can get some, maybe like you will get some what outputs from him too, from his, and maybe like you can get some good exposure to this introductory session to this Python also, so you can maybe you can understand how it have been designed and things. So I hope I have cleared the queries. So let me see whether any other queries are there. Okay, somebody have shared that they couldn't able to see my slides. So let me share once more. So maybe like I have seen that like few of them have told that just they couldn't able to see the screen or I mean like they couldn't able to see my slide. So let's I will quickly share the same, and maybe like I will just draft quickly say what all things like we have discussed today. So after that we can wind up. I hope now everyone can see my screen. So basically, we have just shared the screen from this point, I think so, from the data. So these are the data have different types of data which have been structured into different volume, variety, velocity, veracity, verifiability, and other things. And after that, like we just had a discussion regarding data science, how it have been done. It is like based on analysis, structure, algorithm, process, programming, solving, and knowledge. And maybe after that we just had some discussion regarding how this data engineer and data analytics and the software parts work upon this max algorithm, data, and computer science. And maybe after that like we had some discussion regarding data scientist process and how this have been done. So ultimately it is process with the help of mathematics, statistical analysis, machine learning, and software engineering process. And maybe after that we had a discussion regarding what are the different types of programming languages which is like used and done. And now after that like we just had a discussion regarding data science roadmap, like how it have been structured, and finally we had discussion some application of this. So, and after that, like we have played a video, and I hope you have understood this. So if you have any queries, maybe you can share it, and maybe we can discuss the same tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll have a special alumni guest. As I told, he's from Google. So maybe like you will get some exposure to this Python, and you can also ask your doubt regarding the work atmosphere and what's happening in this Google. And thank you, students. We'll meet you tomorrow for the next session. Yeah, thank you.